Foreign policies pursues national interests. Good afternoon, everyone. The topic for the lecturette is India's foreign policy. So, as I quoted above, the foreign policies of any country are driven by the national interest, may it be the security, may it be the economical benefits, or any other aspect related to the growth of the nation. So with time, coming to the national policy or foreign policies of India, it has been changing with the time and it has seen various phases. I'll start from the very time when India gained independence. In 1954 we signed Panchsheel agreement with China, which was a significant neighbor since then and a competitor today. So the Panchsheel is based on the 5 guiding principles and it revolves around the word mutual. So it talks about mutual respect towards one nation's sovereignty and integrity. It also talks about the mutual benefits to both the countries, mutual non-interference in the internal affairs, and also about the peaceful coexistence. However, it saw a controversy because even soon after that we had in Sino-India conflict in 1962 and then the revival of the relations in 1976. But even after that, coming to the next steps, India also was the important pioneers of the NAM, which is the non-aligned movement, and for the entire Cold War period it followed the policy wherein the India and many other nations followed that they will not be inclining towards any superpower. Now we saw that in 1990s we were introduced to LPG reforms, which also asked or demanded a huge trade with the foreign countries, which wanted that we should have good relations, economic relations and other kind of relations. Also in this phase we had Gujarat Doctrine, which I can say is taking the Panchsheel policies with respect of South Asian region. So IK Gujral talked about the mutual cooperation and mutual benefits and mutual respect in the South Asian regions, and he also talked about improving the relationships with the neighboring countries, including Indo-Pak relations. So therein we focused on such part, and here we cannot forget the Look East policy, which was also introduced in the same era, and now which is being changed to Act East policy. Now my friends, this is the time that there are much new factors that add to the India's foreign policy. A huge economic growth is one. To meet the economic growth, we have to build trade relations with many countries. In that, we may be inclined to some country more or less because of the huge trade benefits that we are getting from those. We also had to build relations with the Middle East and Central Asian countries like the Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan and many others because of the energy demands that we are having, which are very important to drive the economic growth of the country. In all, we can see that the 2 or 3 major driving factors are the economic growth, the energy demands, the entry to the organizations like UNSC and other and an important say in these organizations, because we know that even if you talk about the NAM, it also has an important say in the international organizations where it wants reforms in the international organizations like UN, right? Today we cannot be inclined to a single country. Of course, India always focuses on building relations and balancing its relations. May it be the Western Front, where we have great relations with US and Russia, although they both are not very good at the mutual relations. We also try to manage our trade relations with China, though we have conflicts right now, but we are balancing them. We are also trying to build good relations with new European partners like France and also with African countries. So all in all, I can say that there are some driving factors of foreign policy on which basis we have to always analyze the foreign policies and we have to always frame those. That's all. Thank you.
My today's lecture is India's foreign policy. India's foreign policy is simply based on the 5 points these are contained in the Panchsheel, which was signed in 1954 with China. Friends, the first point is the mutual non-aggression, mutual non-interference, mutual respect for each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty, peaceful coexistence and mutual benefit and equality. Friends, right now till 1947 to 1962 our policy was to not to align with any countries, but after the conflict with the China we changed our policies and got the help of the USA and other countries. But USA and UK both spoke against India on the matter of Jammu and Kashmir, and 1990s we continued the relationship with the different countries and worked in the different fields. But after 1990s, we broadened the idea and made relationship better with the ASEAN, look forward for the Israel, as well as take one step ahead for the friendship with the USA. Friends, by talking about the step to step, like continent to continent, in our continent we do have better relationship with the ASEAN countries. We have separate policy, Act East policy, and in terms of Gulf countries we do have better relations with the USA, Saudi Arabia, and maintain these relationships. Even we do have better relationship with the conflicting countries like Israel and Palestine have conflicts in different fields, but we have maintained relationship better with both the countries. Along with in terms of USA and USSR, both the countries are the counterpart of each other's, but we have maintained a very good relationship, and this is the milestone of our foreign policy. Right now the foreign policies are changing time to time because of the enemies move. Right now the China is the main point under which all the world is thinking, so that is why the whole world is looking towards India. Friends, right now we do have revived the Quad, under which Australia, USA, India and Japan, all countries are working each other to teach lessons to the China and to stop its expansion policy. We do have better relationship with the Southern American countries like Brazil. We have signed different memorandum of understanding, and recently Joel Bolsonaro arrived in India and signed also different deals. Friends, along with, if we talk about right now, we do have some problems in the neighboring countries. Like if we talk about with Nepal, we do have very better relationship, but that political party who is ruling right now there is creating some conflicts because China is giving lots amount of money, investing money, as well as giving debt to the Sri Lanka, even in Bangladesh, Myanmar and other neighboring countries, and wanted to manipulate these countries against India. So we need to look into this matter, and we have to take a move, and we with the help of the other countries support especially those developed countries who are against the China, and we have to take the support and counter these policies so that we can create peace and maintain economic social development under this region. Thank you. That's all. Jai Hind.